we go.
Hi, welcome to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. I'm ReneMarie, and we're going to have an awesome show today. Let me just give you a little information. If my voice sounds a little bit nasally or a little bit off the way it usually sounds, it's because I'm suffering a head cold, or fighting a head cold yesterday and the day before. So just thought I'd give you that piece of information. Before we start the show, we really want to pay honor and tribute to to Kathy Walker, our one of our board members, and Bobby Baby Walker's wife. Her brother just got taken to heaven. So we have our spiritual counselor and really a dear friend of mine who does all the promos to the telethon and prayers, and he always keeps us in his prayers. He's part of our foundation. We have him on the line, and he's going to be saying a prayer in honor and memory of William Carpenter. Could we show Kathy and William? There's Kathy and William on the screen, and
that was at my wedding.
That was at Bobby and Kathy's wedding. So, you know what, Sam, could I ask you to say a prayer, and then we'll go into a little bit about you?
Oh, sure, Renee. Most of the time, most of our whole lives, we only meet a select number of people, and we miss out on meeting so many others. And I never met Bill Carpenter, but, so I consider that I missed out on not meeting him, not getting to know him. But I'm honored to pray for him. Sorry that he passed so sudden, and our condolences and prayers certainly go out to Kathy and the family. But I'd be honored to say this prayer as we honor him and remember him in a beautiful way today. And so let us pray wherever we may be. If we could just take an opportunity, a time to bow our heads, and let us pray as we invite the Lord into our lives and into our heart. Lord, as we mourn the sudden death of Bill Carpenter, our friend, show us the immense power of your goodness and strengthen our belief that he has entered into your loving presence. Bring consolation, healing, and peace to Kathy and to Bill's family, friends, acquaintances, co-workers, neighbors, and others whom his life had touched. We ask you to show us your radiant love and mercy, and to help us when we come up with life challenges and when we are faced with the illness or the death of someone that we love very much. Give us the strength to cope, give us the strength to endure, give us the strength to experience your healing presence and grace. In gratitude for the life of Bill, we ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Sam. I can't tell you how blessed we feel to have you on our foundation, and to always have the prayers and to have your support and your God's love with us all the time. It is an honor.
Well, thank you, Renee, and it's great to be with you on your show and to play this role, which is I take it very strongly, and it is a key role. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Oh, thank you. So before we close, because we got a jam-packed show today, and we added.
I know, and I'm I feel like I should be sending you over some chicken soup.
I know. Oh my God! I just yesterday I couldn't even go to work. I have such a headache. I have a headache now, and fighting a head cold. But the show must go on in the entertainment industry, So it's
I know
good.
you, and the show will go on. So, have a great show today. But it's great to be with you for this brief period.
Thank you, but I want to let everybody know. Plug your book, Sam. Sam just wrote a book. What's your book's name? Art of?
Well, I just published the beginning of December, The Art of a Virtuous Serve. I published it through Outskirts Press, and it's available on Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, Christian Arbor is is a Christian book distributor. They have the book as well, and it's also available on Kindle. So
Wow.
it's a good feel book. That's what the best way to call it. It's a motivational, inspirational book with some faith-based information and stories of faith and service. So I'm happy about it, and those that have read it so far have indicated to me that they're pleased with it as well. So
Yes.
we'll, yeah.
And you're going to be on the show on January 23rd. So we look forward to hearing more about the book and to have you live on the studio. It's awesome. So
Great.
I'll see you on the 23rd, but I'll talk to you before then. Thank you, Sam. Have a wonderful
Appreciate
day. Bye.
Thanks, Renee, and God bless to you, and God bless to everyone at the studio.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you,
Thank
Sam.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Yay. So can we open it up? All right. So before we go, we want to just shout out. Can we blow kisses to Kathy? Our friend Kathy. I'm sure she's mourning, but we're with you, Kathy. So we want to make sure that she knows that. So in the studio today, we have, of course, we have Bobby Baby Walker, the BBW, my co-host. We have Judy Marlowe Rotway, who is the correspondent, special correspondent and booking agent for the show and the Language of Love Foundation. She's got a bunch of titles. Then we have my dear friend, Fulvio Cesare. Woo! Live in the studio, world-renowned artist, producer, actor.
And Vice President.
And he's also the Vice President of our foundation, which we are honored to have him in the studio.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
It's nice to have you live, not
Thank
Skyping
you.
in.
That's right.
That's true.
I'm glad I'm in town.
Yeah.
I love New York.
Yeah. Well, tell everybody a little bit about where you live, in the many areas you lived and live, and what you do and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I spend most of my time up in Canada, usually between Vancouver and Toronto. Been working on a bunch of series this year. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of projects off the ground. So producing. I did a lot of traveling last year. I went to the Cannes Film Festival. I was in Barcelona. So it was a really active year.
Yeah.
And looking forward to what we shot, a little comedy horror sitcom we're trying to get off the ground. And I've got a slew of other projects from dramatic series to even animation, documentaries.
He's so multi-talented.
Thank you.
He
So
is.
just
How long have you been how long have you been in the act? I know it's been since we got out of high school, right?
I took my first acting class in 1982, May of 82. So it'll be 83. So 33 years this May.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're world renowned as far as I'm concerned. Now we have to say a prayer, Sam, to get Fu a few jobs in New York.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A few jobs in New York because we
That he
want
can stay in New
Fulvio
York,
here
right?
a little bit.
I'll just have to send this clip
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
to ABC. Good Morning
let me
America.
tell you something. If you
Hello,
get
Good
Judy
Morning
on the
America.
job, you got nothing to worry about. Judy is the best of the best. When you give her a mission, no is not in our vocabulary
That's
word.
true.
Thank you, Judy. Where do I sign the contracts?
Don't worry about it.
So let's talk about the telethon a little bit. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the
Yeah.
telethon coming up in
March 20th.
March 20th. Right?
Benefiting the
March 20th,
American
yes.
Stroke Association, the Head Injury Association, and ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation
right
for
here.
stroke and
Right
aphasia
here,
awareness.
right here on
Madhouse
Madhouse
TV.
TV.
Thank you, Madhouse TV.
www.madhousetv.com.
Yay! I know I'm not allowed to yell. I just looked at Tom back there. He's like, "Don't yell." Well, I'm so excited about the
Yeah.
telethon.
Yeah.
It is a privilege to have this platform, which Madhouse TV gifts us with, for the opportunity to share our awareness for strokes and aphasia.
Yes.
And this year on our telethon, we're going one step further. We're also supporting the Head Injury Association in Long Island. And Judy and I went there, and let me tell you, it blew me away. The work that Liz Giordano is doing for them.
Yes.
She is building houses around the area so that head injury victims could live on their own in a house where there's somebody watching them, but they're not so.
In a beautiful home.
They're not. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not so
They're more
confined.
independent.
They're
More
independent.
independent.
They feel independent. It
Yes.
gives them a little bit of hope and
Yes.
pride.
Yes.
You know. So it really is a privilege and an honor. And the American Stroke Association, we're helping them as well. We're supporting them. So we're rocking. We're rocking. Fulvio's going to be doing a little live commercial in a few minutes. I always, you know me, I'm always like, Fulvio, you're doing a live commercial. It's almost like with Dom the last time we did the October show.
Chalet? No.
No, at the Grand Chalet. Like a few hours before, I said, Dom, could you speak tonight? He's like,
Impromptu.
Always happy to help.
Always happy to help, but you should have given me a little bit more notice, you know. So, anybody else have anything to share with us before we begin the show?
Just that the telethon is going to have a lot of good performers.
Yes,
You know, we
yes.
have an array of performers.
Yep.
And
We have doctors.
It's gonna be
We have
very
stroke
entertaining.
survivors.
Yeah.
We have doctors. We have therapists.
Yeah.
We have speakers.
And you could go to our telethon, our website, because we have everybody listed. www.languageoflovetelethon.org. Once again, that's www.languageoflovetelethon.org. You can see all the entertainers, all the speakers, all the stroke survivors, and what we're gifted with. And you know, I can't thank Judy enough for creating this, is really the platform of friends and family of stroke survivors that we have gotten on the show. But we've become a family with each and every one of them because,
Definitely.
you know, like we just stay connected with them, and we really, we are on the same goal. We want to make awareness. We want to save lives.
I even have a few people that are in the wings that I am working on
Yes,
to come on.
yes,
They've had strokes.
yes,
I've talked to them,
yes.
but they just are a little shy. But one day they will be here.
Yeah. On the who are some of the
We
entertainers?
have faith in you, Judy.
Yeah. So go to our website. You could see everybody, and you'll see it as we grow. And actually, we're growing our commercials. Like I made a commercial. We made a commercial in Spanish with the nurse practitioner Helen, who has a phenomenal resume. Tommy did a commercial. Foo's going to do a commercial today. Kathy did a commercial. So we're really putting out the awareness through the commercials, and we should shoot it out via social media. So
And next
you know.
week's my turn.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So, all right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to, Fulvio's going to run over and do his live commercial here on Madhousetv. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to have Elisa, who is a stroke survivor, and she has a wonderful story that really will touch your heart. We'll be right back.
Stop the truck! Stop the truck! Thank you.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy Luxury.
Hi, this is Fulvio Cesare, the Vice President of the Language of Love Telethon. Please join us on March 20th right here on Madhousetv for ReneMarie's Language of Love Telethon. It brings awareness to aphasia and stroke victims. We have a great lineup of speakers, musicians, people in the health industry. It's going to be jam-packed with a lot of information and things that will help you and stroke survivors. So please, be generous and join us then.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you, Fulvio. We really appreciate your support and your love and everything. And we want to shout out to Kathy. We got your text. Thank you, Kathy. We love you too. We're really happy that we had the opportunity to pray a little bit. You know how important prayer is. We always talk about prayers. If you don't believe in something, it doesn't have to be the God that I believe in, but it has to be in something. You have to believe in your higher powers. I don't care if you call it your inner self, your inner power. You believe in God. You believe in the goodness. You need to believe in something to hold on to, especially during these times. So we want to thank you. So, yay! We have Elisa.
Yes.
Elisa, thank you so much. How do you say your last name?
Schwartz.
Elisa Schwartz. Alicia, where are you from? Where are you out of?
I am from Bayside, New York.
Bayside, New York. And Judy actually connected with a hospital that
North Shore
North
University
Shore
Hospital.
University. Now I know we posted online that you were a volunteer there, but we actually got that incorrect. Am I
Right.
correct? We got it incorrect. So how were you associated with the North Shore Hospital?
I was recommended to go to their stroke club to meet
Ah.
other survivors.
Wow, that's awesome. So we are so happy that you survived your stroke
Thank you.
and that you're here to tell your story and share your story so that people could become aware of it, and maybe we could, have people not suffer strokes, and that really is our goal and objective. So tell us a little bit about your story. I know that you were at your mom's bedside in hospice.
Yes.
And continue. Tell us a
It
little
was 4.5 years ago. I was at my mom's bedside in hospice as she was ready to pass. And suddenly my left hand and my left leg got very heavy. It felt like concrete fell on me.
bit. Wow.
I managed to get to a nurse's station. I told her either I got an electric shock because I just plugged in my phone outside.
Was this in the hospital or a hospice?
in the hospice,
It was
which was in a
hospital,
hospital
okay.
unit. So therefore, I made it to the desk. They took me to CAT scan, I believe. I was coma-induced for a week.
Wow. Wow.
My sons were told I would not survive, to plan a funeral.
Can you tell us what? Do you know why you were coma induced?
I guess I didn't behave. I only want to get to her bedside.
Well, I don't
And
blame you.
So just to protect me, I
Right.
had a hemorrhagic bleed. So therefore, for my
That's
safety,
when you had a bleed.
yes,
It
in
was
the brain,
okay.
in the arteries.
Oh my God.
So
Oh my
I guess
God.
hypertension, the stress of watching someone you love die. And to make a long story short, life went on. I was there a couple of days a week.
So, if you don't mind me asking, did your mom pass?
Yes, my mom passed. I never made her funeral. My children handled it.
And when your mother asked where you were, they said,
They said I was sleeping next to her. I was tired. I had just left her for 2 minutes just to go to the ladies' room. And I was just about to walk in. My phone rang. I answered the phone. And that's when the stroke happened. So thereafter, I never got to be a part of the end of her life.
Well, you were a part of the end of her life. You know, spirits, I believe that spirits are always together, no matter whether you're here on earth or you pass on to the other side.
Right.
and she knew
And
that
she
you were
knew.
with you.
Oh, yes.
You know,
You were with her.
yeah.
Yes.
So as hard as it, you know, as hard as it probably was, you know that she loves you and that.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and that it really, you know, everything happens in life the way it's supposed
For
to.
a reason.
For a reason.
You know,
For a reason.
She's looking down at you now, and she's so proud that you're sharing your story
Yeah.
to help others.
And we'll honor her as well as
Oh,
we'll honor
absolutely.
her. We should have had Sam. So we'll tell Sam to say a little prayer
Next
when
week.
he's on the show.
Rather 2
When
weeks.
he's on the show, we'll
Fine.
honor her if you don't mind.
That's fine.
And maybe you could send Judy a little photo,
Okay.
Of her?
That would be very nice.
and we can honor her. You know, her memory, because it really is important. Memories are really important in life.
Oh,
You
yes.
know,
Yep.
memories of people, and just hold on to, because the truth is we're not all going to be here forever.
No.
You know, and any one of us, that's why we're here to share our stories, is, you know, how I think the bottom line in us working, you know, this is really to make people, help people to understand that you really have to value each single second of your life. You can't waste any life, but there has to be
Take it for granted.
you can't take it
Yes.
for granted. You have to balance your life. You have to rest. I say that all the time. Resting is as important as keep going, and you have to balance your, you know, the good things. You know, you have to really balance your life. That's my 2016 goal and objective.
Well, that's the first thing they always tell you. Rest.
Yes.
Rest. The
Yes.
more rest you have,
Yeah.
the stronger you
Yeah,
become.
yeah. So okay, so I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I wanted to know. So how long were you in? So you had a stroke at your mom's bedside, and how long was it before she passed?
She passed
That
The
day-
next-
the
the
next
next
day.
day.
And okay, so when you were in coma induced for
Yeah, a week.
A week, and what happened when you came out of the coma?
Well, I got through the coma, and they stabilized my blood pressure, which was fluctuating too much. Once that was settled, they transferred me to a rehab, which I spent 32 days at, trying
Wow.
to strengthen myself, OT, PT, all kinds of therapy.
Wow. And what kind of therapy? Like did your mind? Did you have any aphasia?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I had no aphasia and no swallow problem at
Wow.
all. So I
Wow.
was very lucky.
Wow. Wow.
You were lucky because my
Yes,
dad
yes.
had the same type of stroke and he couldn't swallow.
Wow. And it didn't affect your brain at all, like your memory or
No.
your thinking, or wow, that's pretty awesome.
No.
That's pretty awesome.
In this in-between time, I wound up with a severe case of MRSA, which
Wow.
is a staphylococcus infection.
You got that from the hospital?
I must have gotten maybe from the breath of my mother as she was dying off. And so when I did wake up, I remember people coming in my room in masks and yellow gowns, and I thought, what's going on here? I said, why are these people doing this? And then it was explained to me. I didn't think twice about it, but when I came home and I saw this big brochure telling me about what I went through.
Wow.
So between the stroke and the
How do you get over that, though?
Luck.
No, I mean the infectious
The
disease.
Mershon?
I don't believe they gave me anything. I guess my body's immune system
Caught it?
eventually just must have caught it. But between the two, each one was supposed to end my life.
Wow. Now, in your profile, you said my husband at the time thought I was dead.
Yes. Well, they told them that I would not live, that they would hold up my mother's body and to go make arrangements for me so that they would bury us together.
Wow, that's got to be.
I fooled them.
No, the power of.
Congratulations.
Torture them. I swear to this all the time.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And you're here for a reason, and you're living your reason by
Yes.
sharing your information. So tell us the weaknesses that you have, because I see like
Yes.
myself. I mean, my whole right side is all screwed up. So
I
I
have
see
my left side.
your left side.
Not my vision. It was not affected. My mouth was not affected. I have left-sided weakness in my arm. My index finger, as you can see, doesn't want to lie straight. So this is a little weak here. Unfortunately, during all this time, while I was in rehab, I was dropped in a wheelchair twice by attendants. And therefore, I have a torn hip, which they did not pick up on. So with a little left-sided weakness and a torn hip, obviously we are not candidates for surgery. We learned to deal with both.
And by the way, that happened to my dad, too.
Really?
When they wheeled him to take a shower, the woman was alone and dropped him.
Wow.
And he,
I can't believe it.
They did
Well,
that in
I can't. I mean,
transplant.
don't they?
I
Consider-
said,
I
don't you
believe
think
they're
you should?
supposed to be alone. They're
No, they were
supposed-
supposed to have someone else, but they were
Usually it's supposed
short-staffed.
to be two.
They
Right,
were
yeah.
short-staffed. And before she wheeled him in, she said something about, I really can't do this alone. So I said, well, get help.
Wow.
But she didn't.
Well, the first one was in transporting me into the bed from the wheelchair coming from rehab. And she lined up the wheelchair, but not close enough, told me to reach for the bar. And instead, I bellied down on the floor, and she wound up standing on me. And I yelled, get off of me. And she goes, oh, you feel this. So I guess as a stroke person, that you're not supposed to feel, the numbness.
Right.
The second time was 2 nights later. They had 2 transporters. They put me on the other side of the bed. They said, reach for the bar, but they didn't lock the chair, so the bar rolled
my
a little.
God.
And thank God nobody stood on me. But my roommate was
Oh, my
cute.
God.
She had loss of speech, but yet she was able to say to me, gee, you just happen to like lying on the floor. I said,
That just came
yes,
out of her.
Yes, I was like,
That was a
she
God
can
thing.
talk. She
That was a God thing.
Yes, I said
That was a
she
God
can
thing.
speak. That was it.
Wow. So we always like to give people the opportunity to share, because we have this platform here, and the world. You're touching the world right now. So what is it that you would like to? What's your words of wisdom? Being a stroke survivor, what is your words of wisdom to those that have suffered a stroke, but those that don't have a stroke, that we know it could happen to anybody in any specific time?
For those who never had a stroke, loving people, being caretakers is wonderful. But in my case, I forgot to take time for myself. Everybody needs time for themselves. I don't care if it's 10 minutes or if it's an hour. Do not feel guilty. I always felt guilty for not being there.
Yeah.
As a survivor, keep on pushing, because I am not in the ground. I am here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we're so happy.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're so happy. Each time we do a show, I just feel so connected to each guest we have on, because it's an honor. It is an honor to meet you, Elisa.
And it's an honor to be here.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you so
thank you. So we're going to take a quick break, and Jasmine, who I can't tell you, she is phenomenal. Just her story and her holistic acupuncturist. She was on our show prior to the New Year. And we loved her so much, and she has so much information to share with everybody. for stroke patients, for stroke survivors, that we asked her to come back. So when we come back, Jasmine is up, and Elisa will come back on the stage at the last segment. We'll be right back.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's that big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, Mommy and Dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds, released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from
Planet Babylandia.
Hugo, play with us on the bus.
wheels on the bus
Go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
From Barton Home in Northport Village, I'm Erica Conway, and you're watching Madhousetv.com.
Hi, welcome back to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. What a show we're having. Elisa did a wonderful job sharing her story about strokes. Rolling right into that, we have Dr. Jasmine Lai. She is, let me look at her exact title, a New York licensed acupuncturist and certified herbalist. And we didn't actually, when we were on the show last time, we didn't talk about your herbalist. And we got to touch on that because you gave us rose tea, right?
Yes.
I forgot to, maybe I'll have somebody bring me a bag of it. But we have rose tea. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Dr. Jasmine was on, Dr. Jasmine or Dr. Lai, would you?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Dr. Jasmine was on I like Jasmine, was on our show before the holidays, like I mentioned, and she brought so much information. Let's recap on the information that we spoke about last time, about how in China, right? Let's talk about that because that is so important for America to hook onto for stroke patients. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, acupuncture treatment in China been using for thousands of years, but for stroke patient recently about, hundreds of years maybe like that. For stroke patients especially, acupuncture is must-have treatment.
It's mandatory. It's mandatory. Do you hear that, America? It's mandatory. It's mandatory for stroke patients.
Because we doing the research or the studies shows the acupuncture treatment could really beneficial for stroke patients, help them recover.
Right.
Especially scalp needles and the body needles combined with the physical therapy, occupational therapy together.
Right.
Right. We have research report actually because it is mandatory in China, so we don't have too much compare the the research report out of recently, but we have in Taiwan that was published on last year September. There's a Dr. Si, he and his group follow 30,000 patients, stroke patients, by 9 years, and divided by two groups. One had acupuncture treatment, the another group didn't have it. The one who had it had acupuncture treatment had a less likely 50% of the chance to have a second stroke.
Wow.
They don't reduce the 50%.
So let me understand it if I'm not mistaken. Because they do acupuncture and not herbalist, but acupuncture, it's mandatory in China. There's 50% less chance of a second stroke.
And it's more effective for recovery.
We should do that.
Well, I keep repeating this, and this is really important for everybody to hook onto. May 7th, we are doing a show about politics and insurances and the recovery of strokes. That's going to be our topic.
Yay!
And
Absolutely.
Jasmine is, her being here just reiterates what we believe, that we need to get out of the way and we need to worry about people's health and the recovery first, and then with the medicines and the herbs and stuff, we need to focus on that because there's ways to get to recover with natural.
With natural.
Natural.
Yeah, it's more natural, no side effects.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us let's tell us what is acupuncture.
Acupuncture basically is using the needles and the insertion of the needles to the special points. And
this is our friend here.
Yeah, we have the points from the head to toes, and the acupuncture needles insertion to those special points through the meridians channels, which could restore and the energy flow, the qi. We're talking about the qi, blood flowing.
What's qi?
Qi is like a non-materials energy, energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's why people. Mm-hmm. That's why it's so good to do yoga.
Yeah.
Because you keep the flow. You keep the flow going in every avenue of your body. Right. Okay.
Right. So by stimulating those needles and with the hands or electric stimulation, and it could help the qi flow.
Right. So that's how it works.
Right.
That's how acupuncture works. Does acupuncture hurt?
Usually acupuncture do not hurt, but when some people may feel a little heaviness when the needles goes in, a little light tingling, and some people do not feel it.
I would feel it.
Is it safe?
This is really related on the practitioner, the skills of the practitioner. If you are licensed and well trained, it is very safe. And also the needles is sterilized and is disposable needles, so it is safe.
If you had somebody, because I know you've worked with many stroke patients,
Right,
and
right.
you're doing your America work, with your orientation of China here in America, and if you had a patient like Elisa, what would be the steps that you would take with her? Because she had
hemorrhage stroke. Usually, with hemorrhage stroke, it's the more severe than ischemic stroke. So, usually we wait for the brain edema stabilize right away. We're supposed to start acupuncture treatment. We don't wait too long. As sooner as the treatment started, as better result.
And it happens in the hospital, like
In
you
the
do.
hospital.
You do.
We do in the hospital. Yeah, I work in the hospital 7 years in China, acupuncture department.
Wow.
Yeah, we treat people, the hospitalized people in the hospital for stroke patient or different condition patients.
So the sooner you start the acupuncture
Treatment, yeah.
the better off
It's
the
better to
patient.
helping, the recovery.
And you're
Yeah.
saying if you had a bleed, you should do it sooner.
Not the hemorrhage, is for the ischemic stroke
Oh, okay.
right away. We
Okay.
can start it.
Right.
But
Oh.
for the bleeding problem, we wait for the,
Oh, all right, I
the condition
misunderstood.
For it to
stays.
subside.
Yes,
Subside.
yes, subside, yeah. Right.
Very interesting.
But you do that so the chi is
It-
aligned, and it helps the body heal.
Help the body heal, especially we're using the needles on the scalp, responding with the cerebral cortex, and stimulate those points could restore the function of the brain. And last time we talking about the aphasia, we have a special zone for the
Right.
speech problem,
Right, right,
For
right.
sensory aphasia, motor aphasia, we usually choose the left side of the brain to treat those problems. We have motor zone, sensory zone for different body part, and like we have motor zone for the lower limbs,
Right.
legs. We have a motor zone for the hands, and for the face.
Right.
Yeah, for different function. We
Right.
all
So you know where it is, and that's where you
right,
would
right.
put it in.
And then we put the needles, we stimulate the needles, and a lot of people could have immediately result in the beginning. And
what result? What kind-
like right away. Some
Right
people
away.
could
Oh,
move a little bit, could
immediate results.
Yeah, like they very tense of the hand. Where you're doing the motor zone for the hand, you could see a little relief.
Wow.
If they are very weak, you could see some difference sometimes during the scalp needles.
So how do you? I'm sure that there's got to be a whole book on where to put the needles in every single sickness, because we're talking about strokes and aphasia because that's our world, but I'm sure that it helps every single area of illnesses.
And there must be a
right,
machine that measures, I don't know what you call it. but-
meridians and the channels. The acupoints actually, modern research shows each point have the electronic, energy change each
Right,
point.
right.
You could check now, but there's still a lot of research going on. Yeah, but. You said acupuncture. We're not only treating for stroke patient with pain.
Yeah. Every single. So
Right.
I mean, I know that you've given us details about strokes. That's not specifically what you work on. You work on every single.
We work on a lot of different illness.
Do you specifically work on a different?
Yeah.
Like cancer patients and heart attacks, and do you work on?
We work on the cancer patient post therapy treatment to help them.
Right.
Yeah, according to the World Health Association, acupuncture could effectively treat mostly for muscular, skeletal problem, neurological problem, like neck pain, back pain, sciatica.
Right,
And, headaches.
Right.
And vertigo. Bell's palsy. Recently, my office have a few those patients.
Right,
and
right.
Post-stroke syndrome, and also could help like a mental and emotional disorder like anxiety, depression, and could helping the addiction.
Right.
For smoking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it helping with addiction and smoking and stuff like that.
Drugs and alcohol addiction.
So I guess you would research what you're going to be treating, and then you'd go back and have a plan of action as to where to put what would be the best path for acupuncture.
Right. Yeah, each patient, we always evaluate them before we start treatment. We do have, it depends the patient's, what is the cause and what is the symptom shows and what is the primary or secondary condition and how long it has.
Right.
And then we determine the principle of the treatment.
Right.
And choose different.
Right. That's so. That just does now let's talk about the herbs because I just can't believe with the time.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the herbs because the herbs are really important, coinciding with the acupuncture. Don't you believe? Because it really believes that you need to work in balance with everything.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit about the herbs and what you do and how you got into it.
Yeah. Herbs basically most from the plants. It could be flowers, stems, seeds, and leaves could from that, but also could from animal products and minerals from that. You could find the herbs from your kitchen. For example, like ginger, garlic, that all considered herbs. Cinnamons. You could find some herbs from the garden, like rosebush.
I know there's a lot of books that when you're sick, if you just take herbs, that they will help you.
Herbs could trace back for 5,000 years ago.
That's further than acupuncture.
That time, no antibiotics, no those chemical medication. We all use the herbs.
Aloe vera for burns.
Yes.
Right.
I'm curious, what age can you do both acupuncture and
actually, this is no age limited. And for young kids, for infant, we do acupuncture and herbs in China. My first acupuncture experience when I was 4 months old. Wow. My father was also a big doctor, but in China, you all learn some kind of acupuncture East way. He did acupuncture for me for the skin problem.
Wow.
Rash, and he did for me and. 10-20 minutes, I fall asleep without the scratch.
Now, this may be a silly question, but do people prescribe acupuncture? So you go to a doctor and they say, yes, you should go see an acupuncturist, or they just come to you and they say, I have a problem?
Are you talking about America or China?
Well, here in America.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, in China, we all have the same degrees as all MDs. We pay the same. But here, it's a little different system. Insurance starting pick up the pay, but for that you talking about prescribe, usually we don't need it. We have our own system, like the diagnosis system, able to diagnose the system and treat patients. Most insurance, we don't need a referral. We don't need a doctor's write a prescription most of the time. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
And that's another question. A really important question.
Right.
Insurance and acupuncture.
Okay. Insurance right now starting pick up. The private insurance like Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare Center, they starting pay acupuncture, but they're limited. For example, they pay.
But at least they're starting.
Yeah,
that's
neck
a good
pain, back pain,
sign.
sciatica, those nausea for after chemotherapy. They do some kind of treatment like that. Pregnancy, the early pregnancy, the nausea, they cover.
Do they use it for mental health, for mental illness?
For acupuncture and herbs, that could help mental health. Yeah, but for herbs, so far insurance is not covered.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
We've got to change that.
We are going to. We have to.
We
are going to change it.
We are going
But
to change
marijuana is an herb, and obviously it's been,
if you control in certain of the good amount, is good treatment. Yeah, for certain of the problem. For severe diarrhea, marijuana could.
For what?
for severe diarrhea
Okay.
or pain. But
Right, right.
we're not talking about
But
the
that's-
addiction.
but that's
treatment,
why-
right.
It's good for cataracts.
That's why it became legal, right? Because in the
In
hospitals.
17 states so far.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
so explain to us, you're a certified herbalist. So explain to us how you got that.
We have the organization called National Acupuncture Chinese Medical Organization. They have the course. Not a course you take. You have the test. You could go for the test and you got a certificate for acupuncture. Same thing. You got a certificate and you pass the education board. You got your license for actual herbal treatment. A lot of people. Because now the online, the internet information, they show a lot of, this herbs is good for this, and can I do at home? Usually we don't recommend it as a herbalist.
Right.
For example, ginseng, a lot of people know is good for the energy, but ginseng not supposed to eat with radish.
Oh,
It could reduce the therapeutic effects.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
it's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, yeah.
No, I was going to say, you're coming on our telethon. So would it be possible to bring some herbs with you
Yeah, definitely.
to
Yeah,
show
sure.
specifically and what they could help?
Yep.
You don't have to bring pot. we
We
pot's-
don't want anybody to get arrested.
I don't have it's not legal in New York yet, so no pot. Well, it would be awesome. We're gonna have to we'll continue this conversation as soon as we come back. We're gonna have to take a quick break because we're running out of time. Oh my gosh. We'll be right back.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's that big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, mommy and dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds, released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from.
Planet Babylandia.
Hugo,
play with us on the bus.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Dad, where?
Stop the truck! Stop the truck! Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. Wasn't it an awesome show today? Starting off with Sam and saying a prayer for William Carpenter, Kathy's brother, and really talking about the telethon, and having Fulvio, our vice president of our foundation, and a world-renowned actor. I don't care what anybody says, he's a world-renowned actor. Yeah, and we're privileged to have him as a part of our foundation with Judy, of course, Judy and Bobby Baby Walker, and everybody else, and we're so honored and privileged to have this platform at Madhouse TV to really share with the world our stories and to bring language of love to everybody, and the stroke of luck and stroke and aphasia. So we're really, really, really privileged and blessed to have that opportunity with Sam as our mentor in life. And Alisa, thank you so much for being a part of today. What you know, we have a few minutes. Is there anything that you, when you were going, you know, when you were offset and you heard us talking with Jasmine about acupuncture, is there anything that you thought about or you wanted to share? Or and just make sure we could hear her, Vicki, because I'm not sure you can hear her. Just you got a boom. You got a boom. Okay. Yeah.
I would just try anything you can to help yourself and move forward in life. This happened, just try not to let it happen again, as we know it does reoccur, and just do the best that you can.
Yeah, and Jasmine had said that in China, 50% of strokes don't occur the second time if you have acupuncture. So
Did you have acupuncture?
No, I did
no,
not.
but it's something to think about. You know, I think what I'm thinking right now, and I always get all these brainstorms while we're discussing, is no, it's really important for us, and we have to.
Mind.
Yeah, you know what, Jasmine? Another time, or maybe right now, you could do a clip, and I don't know if you could zoom into Jasmine, Vicki. I don't mean to throw you off and do everything off the cuff, but really to let people know how important acupuncture is, and to just make people aware, because family members can certainly ask for acupuncture if their families have had strokes. So just give Vicki a few minutes, you don't have to rush, Vicki, to go back and really do a press about what you do, and really how important it is to have an open mind and to really look at the option for acupuncture for their patients. So when you get on, go ahead, take it away.
Actually, I just want to talk about one study published last year, August, for acupuncture treatment. For the high blood pressure patients, we only do once a week. In 6 weeks, could lower their blood pressure, and in the same time, it could lower the risk of the stroke and the risk of the heart disease. So, for people who had acupuncture, the people should open mind. The physician, the patients, their family should open mind to, you know, get acupuncture done, combine with other treatment, is nothing to lose, and you got a lot of opportunity to recover and to back to the normal function and be independent and recover. So I think it's very important to everyone could open mind in our country.
Tell us exactly, before you take her off screen, give her, can you put her back on screen for 1 second, Vicki? Just say your name and your where they can find you, your website, because I want to make sure that they have the opportunity.
Okay, my name is Jasmine Lai. My Chinese name is Jiang Hong. My office in Floral Park, Jergerton Pie 266 Jergerton Pie, Floral Park. My phone number is 516-270-9908. The website is jasminehealthcare.com. The email is myneedles@yahoo.com.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Bobby. I'm waiting to say thank you to Fu because I want you to have the opportunity to share it. We have another minute. And I am not singing today because, of course, I have a cold, so it's not going to work today. And we'll blow kisses right after Fulvio gives his last words, because Fulvio is never around here, so we want to make sure that he has the opportunity.
I just want to say they're doing such a great job, and it would be really great if you tell your friends and family to help support the telethon on March 20th. And if you have members of the family that have gone through a stroke, this will be really helpful. And keep supporting the show every weekend. And thanks for watching.
Thank you. Let's blow our kisses. God bless everybody. Have a stroke of luck. And we'll see you next week. We're having an added show. See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.